Tell me, define a scientific hypothesis. I don't want an example. Define it.
Okay, so in other words, a
define it.
It's a means of me getting a cause and effect. Okay.
Yep, it's cause and effect relationship. It's got two parts, right?
Yes, of course.
What
part? So we've got our variables that we have to, and our control variables.
Not in a hypothesis, you don't.
And our hypothesis. Yeah.
No, okay. You don't have control. You don't have control. Shut up. You don't have control variables.
You just come back.
Oh my God! Shut the fuck up.
Hey, listen.
One of you speak.
I want a citation with a hypothesis with control variables in it right now.
We'll do this on another day when you're more respectful.
Right now.
Okay, I'll be real respectable. Why is it that you think that a control variable exists in a hypothesis?
Okay, because you've got to be able to account for things that might be the cause that you don't that you're not sure about. So
that's not
something in a hypothesis. Listen to the question. Cite a source that has constants or controls in a hypothesis right now.
No, it's not that the controls don't end up in the hypothesis. The hypothesis is simply a guess.
Oh my God!
You just said control variables.
No,
they go around it.
He asked you about the two things in the hypothesis, and you said control variables was one of them.
Yes. You just said.
So we've got our variables that we have to, and our control variables.
Not in a hypothesis, you don't.
And our hypothesis.
You not only have a science acumen hovering right around a root vegetable, you're a double-speaking liar, sir.
So a hypothesis, yes.
Yeah, what does it have in it? It's an educated guess. What's in it?
Okay, so you've got to have a look at observations. So you include you've got an observation.
You're looking at observations.
You've got an expected cause.
So you're looking at observations. Isn't that quite redundant?
So you've got an observation. You then describe your cause and your effect. What you guess is what's the cause of the.
That's right. That's what you see. Well, you're right. You have the dependent. I was trying to get you to say dependent and independent variables. That's correct.
Yeah. So Gold, you're right. It was a very respectable conversation. This happened. So yeah.
What happened? I'm going to hold your feet to the fire. Can you have natural science without experiment?
What do you mean natural science?
Natural science, physics, that is quantum mechanics, biochemistry, chemistry, biology.
Yeah, so what?
Part
yeah. And what about it?
Yeah. Can you have natural science without experiment?
Well, they exist whether I experiment on them or not.
No, they don't. They don't exist. They can't exist without experiment.
Oh, sorry, but they
Can you conduct? Listen to my question. Can you conduct natural science, the ones I just listed off, without experiment? That's my question.
You can make observations about things. Yep.
So you can conduct those natural sciences without experiment.
Well, they won't give you all the information you want, but it depends on what you want.
So yes or no?
Find out.
It's a yes or no question.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Can you conduct?
You need to conduct
natural science? I just gave you the specific sciences without experiment.
I'm not going to play your semantic games. Right?
Semantics. What is semantics?
Okay, so in other words, your choice of words in order to twist what we're saying.
That's not semantics. Semantics is the definition of terms. It's called the Socratic method. I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
Exactly what I mean.
No, I don't, because you're dipshit.
That's your problem.
So, here's the question again.
Your ignorance.
Can you have natural science without conducting experiments? Simple question.
Yes.
So, yes. So, I would like to direct everyone's attention to Flat Earth Arena text said you can conduct natural science without experiment at 03 after the hour. From the University of Rochester Physics Labs, the scientific method distinguishes science from other forms of explanation because of its requirement of systematic experimentation. That one kills you right there.
And you think that
referee.
Who's God? Who's God?
Referee.
Citation.
I need a referee here because he's spiraling.
Who's God is citation.
Referee.
No.
Is there a referee in here? Shut the
What makes this
Is there a referee
citation
in here?
correct? What makes this citation correct?
Is there a
The
referee in here?
referee in here. Hold on, let me get one.
I'm not having a debate with you. I'm just
This
having
is
a
called
discussion.
supporting my claims with citation. Who says it's correct? Let's go to fucking Richard Feynman. If
Good.
it doesn't agree with experiment, it's wrong. And that
Could
simple
Richard-
statement is the key.
Could Richard Feynman be
Do you
wrong?
even
me.
understand what he's saying, though, Phil? At all?
Yes, I do.
Do you really?
I need a referee in here, man.
I
You
know.
need to get
Hold
lost
on.
so I can. You go. You talk to someone else so I can talk to
Referee,
someone
please.
more respectful than
Off. You earn respect.
How
You
is
don't,
this?
I don't just give it to a
Okay.
fucking idiot.
How is
that
this
thinks
respect?
fucking gas,
Oh,
water
We'll
vapor
come
isn't a
back when
gas.
people-
You're a
people
moron.
more
So I
like-
need a referee.
I'll come back when there's people
come
more
back.
like gold.
Yeah, get the
people
fuck out of here.
I
You're a clown.
really don't understand though why you can't just listen and
I can. I have listened.
no.
I'm going to turn my mic off. Okay?
Bye.
Say whatever you like.
Bye. Get your ass out of here. You're a clown. Just been exposed, by the way. Dipshit.
No, mate.
Considered a naive observation. Question.
It's evidence.
Yes, I guess it's evidence.
Evidence of
Right.
what?
We finally have
It's-
an agreement.
No, you don't. Because what you're applying here, you're taking your worldview and imposing it on your observations. You haven't tested anything. This is a cause and effect relationship. You are implying that the curvature of the Earth is causing the ship to disappear over the horizon. You have to validate that now. I'd like the hypothesis, please.
Of course, you have to validate that. I told you the next thing is an experiment. Validate
Nope.
whether
Nope, you don't. You
Whether
formulate a
that works.
hypothesis. So please formulate the hypothesis of the ship going over the horizon.
ship going over
Slowly,
the horizon,
slowly. I'm
Caused
going to
by-
write it down, please.
going over the horizon, caused by veracity Earth.
The ship going over the horizon is caused by the curvature of the Earth. Is that what you said? Curvature of the Earth.
Probably say the observation of going over the horizon.
Of the Earth, the observation has nothing to do with it unless you're hypothesizing sight, the cause of sight.
You asked
So
me
that's
for my
incorrect.
hypothesis, not yours.
So I did. So can you identify the independent and dependent variable in the ship is going over the horizon is caused by curvature of the Earth? Dependent variable?
ship going over the horizon.
Dependent variable, ship going over the horizon. Ship over horizon. What's your independent variable, please?
The geometry of the Earth.
Independent variable. So the geometry of the
So-
Earth.
Yeah, so I might use my height. There's a whole
No.
different range of things.
Geometry. No, it can't be a range of things. It's one independent variable. Geometry of the
I'm
Earth.
saying how I achieve,
It's
how
your
I get that.
in your
independent variable.
hypothesis. You have an independent and dependent variable. You already stated it. Geometry of the Earth. So the
tell you
independent
what I'll do.
variable.
I'll
the
tell you what I'll do.
independent-
Just
The
so,
independent. Shut up, please. The independent variable is your cause. You identified it in your hypothesis. Good on you. So, how can you vary and manipulate the geometry of the Earth?
you can't. You can
So,
can
it's not a
manipulate where you
viable-
are.
So, it's not a viable independent variable because independent variables need to vary and manipulate to ensure that it is the cause of the effect.
Your position on the geometry of the Earth is independent. Is is something you can change?
No. You have to
Yes.
change the geometry.
No, you can change your
No,
on the
you're
geometry. I
incorrect.
can
What
change my
is
height.
the definition of a independent
My
variable,
height-
please?
My height above the Earth, I can
Height's
change that.
not an independent. Then height causes it, not curvature.
No,
That's not an independent
that's not
variable.
it.
You have
I'm
to
trying
be
to
able
show
to
you-
vary.
No, the height-
Objection, Your Honor.
An idiot. You're just a
Objection.
plain idiot.
Objection. You have to
should-
vary
you
and
should- your
manipulate the
parents should have
independent
bloody objected
variable.
to your birth.
Stop over talking me.
You're an
Listen,
idiot.
you stated an objection. It's 1 minute. You're more than welcome to state your objections too. You'll be given a minute.
He said that you don't have to vary and manipulate it. I would have to.
I did not say that.
Strongly object.
I didn't
27
say
minutes
that.
after.
You're a liar and an idiot.
Objection.
Don't care. You can object till the cows come
Yeah,
home. You're a
you
liar
have to
and an
manipulate
idiot.
the geometry of the Earth.
You're a
You
liar
can't do
and
it.
an idiot.
You can't do it. It's not a viable independent variable. I'd like to direct everyone's attention to 27 minutes after the hour.
Yeah.
Notice.
27 minutes after the hour. you're a liar and
I'm
an
still in
idiot.
an objection. From Boston College, notice that the manipulation of an independent variable must involve the active intervention of the researcher. Second citation is from the Office of Research Integrity, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Therefore, in experiments, a researcher manipulates an independent variable to determine if it causes a change in the dependent variable. This is over. Colorado State independent variable changed by the scientists, what they're investigating. This is over. This is not a viable scientific hypothesis. You'd fail fifth grade general science.
You want to amend your hypothesis statement?
Yeah.
Put high
First
or
of all-
whatever.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that you can adjust your height. That's how you work out the geometry.
No, height causes ships to go below the horizon.
No, the height tells you whether the Earth is spherical or not.
Height's a concept, sir. You can't vary and manipulate concepts.
Okay. See you later.
Bye. You're done.
Alligator.
Wow.
See you later, alligator.
That's
He's
embarrassing.
the PhD.
And he's
want-
teaching that to kids, and it's just amazing.
Goats.
So he started
Look,
calling
none
him
of these
an idiot?
guys want to admit that at best they have a correlation from naive observation. That's all they have. They don't have science.
Not only that, it was I make an observation. If I want to go test that, then I can. So up until then, it's still true because till you what?
I haven't tested it yet.
Don't know.
Well, I like how he wrapped his conclusion in his observation. Ships go over the horizon. That's his observation. No, that's his conclusion.
What is that? That's not even
His
a rage
conclusion
quit. What
is
is that?
he did. Bitch quit.
I mean, that's like I mean, that's what blue-pilled normies who've never thought about this come up with. Like, I am the citation. Boats go over the horizon. That's your first go-to.
Professor or what? Who was that? I thought it was Jim.
Professor
Snap.
bitch quit.
Who was it?
Professor
It was
bitch
this
quit.
guy, Dr. Phil.
Flunky.
Oh, that was
Professor Phil.
oh,
Professor Flunky, I forgot.
Yeah,
that was
doctor.
Phil,
He's a
huh?
doctor. A professor
I
is a
thought it was
doctorate
Jim
in
Panda.
Phil.
You know he's going over there to declare victory, right?
Oh shit! Yeah, I don't think he'll go do that because they might come back and rewind the stream and listen to it.
I got a cause in the back for him. Professor
So
Phil
my-
losing equals cause. Insults equal the effect. That's my hypothesis. Can we test that? Can we manipulate the insults? Let him win?
I just want to point out he never directly addressed anything QE said.
Big rugger. Listen to this ball sucker.
He tried to reframe it into something else.
Imagine thinking you're smarter than a PhD, Rig Rucker. Bro, can you
Sounds like he's still reeing from, the shock of people
What?
believing the Earth is flat. He's
What do we have to
reeing.
imagine? We just witnessed it.
imagine thinking a
Bashing his
PhD
head on
was
the wall,
height
right?
of intelligence, philosophy, intelligence.
Somebody put a pillow in front of his head.
Here's my reenactment. Hi, my name is Dr. Phil. I don't agree with Neil deGrasse Tyson that the Earth is flat at 122,000 feet. I still agree with Bill Nye that the Earth curves at ground level because I think that a boat is disappearing because of curvature that I can't verify. Thank you very much.
And the levels of academia there are so unequal. Bill's a bachelor, the doctorate. A doctorate agrees with a bachelor who disagrees with a doctorate. What the fuck?
Yeah,
what?
who disagrees with the a supposed astrophysicist?
What are they just handing out PhDs and
Right. What are these
what the
snorting
hell?
Cracker Jacks and
I'm going to
finding
get
out
mine.
PhDs at the bottom?
Going to get mine. All right.
Looney Tunes
I'm
University.
gonna go see if I can get one.
I think
I want to move satellites.
he may have watched too much Bill Nye, like going back to his childhood days. Dude. He really may have watched too much of that and not enough of Neil deGrasse.
Like, there's no critical thinking.
on the TV when
involved.
Dude, I think
Objection, Your Honor.
I just think that the cog dis is so strong for them not wanting to hear Neil deGrasse say that it's flat that at 122,000 feet. They just completely ignore that whole thing about the red. They just completely ignore it all day
They're not
long.
they're not in the circle of knowing. So they're
And
like,
now they're
"What
just
about
showing yachts. Look, they're showing yachts.
You know,
We're just
You know
supposed to be keep talking about boats over the curve. Like, what do you mean? You can't see it from 127,000 feet. Explain, Neil.
what bothers me is that he can't even describe the observation without inserting his own bias in it. He can't just say, hey, boat goes out to sea. I can't see the bottom of it. Why is that? And then you go do an experiment, measurement, test, whatever. He just draws the conclusion. Oh, it's going over something. That's why. Can't be anything else. It's what I.
And that pattern right there is exactly how we even got the sphere Earth in the first place because of stupid whatever Aristotle or Eratosthenes, my bad, whatever, saying, oh, well, I think these shadows they could only possibly be curving because of the Earth, or the shadows could only have this angle because of the curve of the Earth. But you just have to just put it in there and be like, oh, that's the only reason. I'm gonna go to bed now.
Sounds so try hard though. That sounds like so, like, really. It sounds, it sounds so obvious. Hey, like
I mean,
somebody's pulling your leg.
That's the most lazy you can get, really.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what? Try again. Try something else. Nah, this will do. What shadows?
Listen, you
Okay,
ain't much
show
of a
me how.
scientist.
Yep.
You're not much of a scientist if you can't accurately describe your observation. Sucks,
Where
dude.
are all the people with intelligence when it was going on? When you're starting to see, okay, gas pressure out of container, that cannot be. How come there was nobody, catching on back then? Where were the minds?
Like, guys, we're trying to convince people it's a ball. Come on. Need more than shadows. Anybody else? Well,
I
Disney
almost
has
think
an
that
idea.
I almost think that it was like the way that this was set up. It's like originally, I feel like the first people that were put on the pedestal to be the representatives of the sphere Earth. I feel like those original people were like seriously on like death threats, right? Like basically, hey, you hold this position of power right now. If you don't go with this direction that we're gonna go in, we're gonna take your life, right? So it just trickled down from there. And now we have the weaklings, gremlin, goblin, demon, satanic weirdos like Degrassi and Bill Nye that are at the very bottom of the garbage pile of being maybe not death threatened, but they basically just got grandfathered in. Like they were just like, all right, guys, this is the way it's gonna be. I go out here and do these speeches and say this thing only, and that's it. And they're just like, okay. So
it's not like that. Look at this dude that just came in here. Hey, Professor Phil. They
Well, I'm
can't
just
even
saying-
conceive of another way of thinking. They're not lying. They don't need to be threatened. They believe it. He believes
Well-
it. He's not lying.
Well, that's what I'm
He
saying.
really
no,
thinks a boat goes under the horizon.
no, I'm saying originally, I think the original people were
Over.
death threatened, but now it's so indoctrinated.
Over and under.
It's now it's basically inherently indoctrination. So now that's why I'm saying I think that as time moves on, that it becomes less thready, right, and more just indoctrinating. That's what it is.
You know
only
what they
need to do-
say? That
Go ahead.
that's water. That's water under the horizon.
You watch the ship go,
Under
like
the bridge.
say instead of you watching it in real life and you watch that happen in a video game, right? Ship went off on the plane and then you saw less and less of the bottom. Would you think the surface is curved in the video game? No, you'd be like, man, someone programmed this game engine up because now I can't see the bottom of the boat.
I certainly would know that it wasn't going in a flat plane ahead of me.
Oh, please. Why not?
Well, because the bottom seems to be disappearing. How can that happen?
And
If it was in a flat plane, it would just going away further.
1v1.
That's actually erroneous because we can demonstrate that happening.
And we can
on-
pull that ship right back in.
No, you can't.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about we can demonstrate boats, right? RC boats disappearing completely on 500-foot lakes when the horizon is supposed to be 2,500 feet away. So what could it possibly be disappearing over on a 500-foot lake? And you can get the entire thing to disappear from a 2-inch camera height. The goal predicts that the only thing that should be hidden is something like 0.001 millimeters. So we can demonstrate this on a smaller scale. So why wouldn't it be the case happening on a larger scale? We can eliminate curvature as the cause of it.
You could do some experiments to verify one way or the other.
You've shown that you
They've
don't
been
know
done.
what experiment
We've
is.
done them. That's the thing. We've done them.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
I just said it is. Tell me why.
You
I'm
said
wrong.
it is, and that's okay with you. That is it, right? You said it's matter.
No, but you've got to
How
tell me why I'm
about antimatter?
Hold on a second. What the antimatter? You said that it's basically the amount of matter in something, right? Yes.
mass and matter coincide with each other. Yeah, you need
Yeah.
mass.
So yes. Okay. So I'm going to debunk you again.
Go for it.
Let's see. Yeah, I just did. At 50 minutes after the hour, 50. From the Royal Society of Chemistry, studies have shown that the amount of substance, matter, is often incorrectly identified with mass.
So
Turn out the lights.
Someone has an opinion.
Party's
Someone has an opinion. So what?
over.
Wrong.
They say that all. You don't even know what mass is.
I disagree.
Opinion.
You disagree.
Said he disagrees.
I disagree with the overlords of the earth.
Yeah,
We do
as
too.
far as I'm concerned, if you need matter, if you need mass, you have to have matter.
What?
If you have matter,
done.
you need mass.
You're done.
When we talk about matter,
You're
we're talking
finished.
about stuff that's got
Well, you
mass.
can whistle past the graveyard all you want, but you just been debunked wholesale.
Yeah, that sounded
No.
like a circular fallacy.
You just pick somebody's opinion. That's all.
The
You're an
Royal
idiot.
Society of
You don't
Chemistry's
even- you don't
opinion.
even- you're
Royal
so damn-
Society of
you don't even have
Chemistry.
your own opinion.
That's not their opinion, son.
You're so damn stupid. You don't
Yeah,
even
you're
have
so
your own
dense.
opinion.
That
Phil,
density is also a concept.
Dr. Phil,
Back up,
in your
man.
professional PhD opinion,
Back up, Phil.
how do you have
You're
gas
so
pressure
damn
without a
stupid. You
container?
can't even produce your own opinion.
Hold up, Phil. Calm down and pay attention real quick.
Yeah,
man.
in your professional opinion, how do you have gas pressure without a container?
What exactly does that mean?
Say
It's a
it.
pretty straightforward answer. Could I have tire pressure without the tire, or do I need it to
No.
be contained in some way? How do you have
No.
gas pressure measurable? How do you measure gas pressure without a container?
As far as I know, we're not talking. As long as you're not talking about atmospheric pressure, the different thing. Then
Whoa!
How does it differ? How does it differ?
Really?
How does it differ? I'm sorry. Point of clarity. How does it differ?
The atmospheric pressure.
Pressure,
so
how does
the
it differ?
atmospheric pressure is the amount of pressure that's exerted on a square meter. So the amount of force that's
Square
exerted
meter
on
of
a
what?
square meter
Yeah.
in the column above the Earth.
The column, so
from
it's
the
pressing on itself. How is atmospheric pressure different from gas pressure?
You
That's
say
different.
column?
It's measured differently.
So what
No,
does
how is it
atmo?
different?
Hold on a second. What does atmo mean?
It doesn't matter about the words. It only matters about what.
It doesn't
No, so
matter
it
about
does
the
matter.
words.
Are you serious?
No,
Don't
it
matter
does, hold on a
either.
second. Oh, wait, does it matter? Oh, the words matter because you just said atmospheric pressure is different than regular pressure somehow.
Gas
Yeah,
pressure.
so
Trying to
No,
figure out if the
no.
words
Get it
are
right.
important or not?
Get it right. He said atmospheric
atmospheric-
pressure is different than gas pressure. What does atmo mean?
Yes. Okay, so who cares?
Who cares?
Well, you
Wow.
say, I don't understand. Does the words matter or they don't matter? Which one is it?
Recap. Let me just recap some of the things that Professor Phil has said. He said, "I can't be bothered." He said, "It doesn't matter." He said, "I don't care."
Yeah.
Oh, and also, I don't agree with other professors and universities that they're basically debunking me. So I just have to disagree with them.
That's his opinion.
You've had about 5 cop-outs this entire time already.
Yeah, no, this is
Whatever.
a fairly
Okay.
straightforward. Like this should be like elementary sort of physics sort of situation, like
You
pressure,
notice
right?
that
If you're measuring it, how
S
do
is
we
an
measure
object's
pressure?
resistance to acceleration.
Can I talk?
Sure.
If you're gonna tell us the
When-
difference
when
between
there
atmospheric
are-
pressure
Yeah,
and gas
that's
pressure,
the question.
that's
on the
all we
table.
want to
Said I
hear.
can talk.
Yeah,
and
we
then
wanna
I'm getting
talk.
covered. Said I can talk.
We don't want a story though. We want the difference between atmospheric pressure and gas pressure.
I just want to find
No.
out.
We know.
ISS
What
exists.
you mean no?
How about this?
That's a
How about
direct
this?
question asked to you.
Let him say something.
Yeah,
Let him say,
well,
say it.
Okay.
Instead of having
Can I
to
say something,
differentiate, instead of differentiating, can you just tell us how gas pressure is measured, or any pressure, atmospheric pressure or gas pressure? How is it measured?
Pressure is force over square meters. Okay,
Of what?
force over area.
Of
Surface
what?
area.
Area
What
of
kind of
what?
area?
Because
Whatever
actually,
is the
because
force is whatever's causing the force over some area is called pressure.
right. So, but you just said a moment ago that Earth is an open system. So, what is open system having to do with an area to press against? How do you press
Okay,
against
so
an open area?
I came back here to talk about one thing. That is
Yeah, well, that's
whether or not the ISS
Yeah.
exists.
yeah. No,
Not-
you just
not
said it exists.
Everything that we're
But
saying.
we're trying to establish
not
where
one of
this
you-
tin can
Yeah.
you think exists. We're trying to
No,
establish
no,
where
no.
that is.
You don't.
That's
I'm not
directly
you
related
answered
to
my
what the
question.
we're talking about, Prof.
You
It's
answered my
in an open
questions.
system, right? In an open area.
Hey,
Hey, dude, can you practically demonstrate
Okay.
gravitational orbit?
Oh
Now,
my
again,
God.
you're
Okay,
not
what's
going
it?
to-
Okay,
I'm
off.
gonna make it-
Hey, hold up.
Time-
We're still on the medium in which the ISS
yeah.
Yeah,
exists.
touche.
time
I'm gonna ring this
Yeah, we
back
gotta-
in. Don't make me mute you. I got that green now, damn it.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I'll mute every
Time-
damn one of you.
So, yeah, so, Dr. Phil, so can you tell us exactly how an
Dr.
open
Phil.
system
No, you
has
answered
an
my
area
question for a
of which
change.
to press against? I'm really
And
curious
Answer
because this
my
is where
question.
I'm asking. We're talking about the ISS.
No,
I'm
you're not.
asking
You-
about the ISS. Yes, I'm asking about
Don't
the ISS.
ask
It's
my,
in an
I'm
open
asking
system.
you about the ISS.
I know, and we're trying to
And how does
clarify
that
what
make
we're
you
talking
feel?
about.
no,
Point of
you know
clarity.
what I'm talking about.
No, yeah, I know.
We're trying
I'm
to
talking
figure out where
about
it's at.
exactly.
You're not a
That's what-
fool.
We're
Hey,
trying to
Professor
don't
Phil,
know
can you
where it's at.
independently verify the location of the ISS?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 200.
please.
Well, I said, can you independently verify the location?
So it's
If
not
I
in
did,
space, then.
if
Okay.
I cared enough to do the measurements, I would be able to.
Oh, he doesn't
cared
care.
enough. You cared enough to bring
I
it
know,
up.
right?
Measurements measurements don't verify.
All I
Look,
want to know is,
You're looking at is what they
Is it
say.
real or not? Right?
listen,
So you
All
just
if we're gonna
blindly
talk
believe
about
it. Go ahead.
not
You blindly
not,
believe it, and what?
not a single one of you 39 flat. Well, there's probably not 39. Let's say there's 30
That's
flat
what you
earthers in
say.
there.
you can't count
30
either, huh?
flat earthers. Not one of you has the guts to say yes or no that ISS exists.
You didn't
Even
say
though
yes
you
or
know
no
you
to my
say
previous
Buddy,
question.
with all your little
we can get there at some
Okay.
I'll
point.
say it.
can
I'll
get-
say it. Something in the sky exists. Yeah, there's a little app. You can go look at it when you can see it. This
Ah,
thing, something's in the sky.
Yeah,
Okay,
something's
what-
up
In
there.
the sky.
so which
But-
person
but
is
how?
determining
where in
you
the
are?
sky?
Listen,
Ain't no
listen.
people in it.
Here's the problem. You want to be specific, and there's no way for us to specifically verify from ground level that what we see up there is what they say is up there, Bill.
Exactly.
You just
Or
don't
distance,
wanna
or
admit
size, or any of
that.
that.
You just don't want to admit that, but I'm an empiricist, you know, so I know I see something, I see it moving, but I can't
Yeah.
actually verify what it is.
I mean,
Yeah,
can
that's
you
also-
can you
that's
can you
also-
independently verify it's going 5 miles a second?
So thank goodness we
Because the
got that
reason
far.
the reason why we asked this, the reason why we're trying to get clarification is because the ISS is about the same size as a 747. So if you're claiming that it's 250 miles away, and a 747 is barely visible at 30,000 feet, how exactly is something the same size going to still be visible at that much further of a distance? So we're really trying to
Right.
understand what you're talking about.
I've never seen a 747 on the ISS video.
Okay, so my turn now.
No, let me say that.
You want
let
to
me
respond to
just point-
anything with specificity?
Let me just
All right,
point out
now-
that that's a classic
Okay, so
tactic.
we in
Let me
a,
just
with
hold on.
some
Let me
of
just
you.
wait. Let me just point out that that's a classic tactic of a scam, is to convince you that what you're seeing is what they're telling you it is, but you can't verify.
It's magic. That's magic
All right.
at heart.
Say
Can
the
you-
lie over and
when
over
is-
again, it becomes truth.
When can
Why
I?
you want to talk?
when
Words
can I
don't
talk
matter.
now? When can I
Why?
talk?
Words don't matter.
All right, guys, let him talk. Let's hear him out.
Now that we're in agreement that there's something up there, how fast is this thing up there moving?
Well, I would need to know the
Yeah.
size and accurate altitude, wouldn't I, Mr. Professor?
Don't we have to
Okay.
ask
All right.
where
What do you mean?
is
Okay,
where is it?
All right. Let's backtrack a little bit.
that's good because that's how I started this. How do you verify the
So right
location?
into his
We
track.
can we can track. You agree that we can track?
We
this
can
thing
track
across
what
the
we see
sky?
in the sky. Yes, we can.
Well, there's
give
a
you-
thing. Yeah, have you seen its path mapped out over a flat projection?
We can
Yes.
equate its speed too, but that's
You have
still
seen its
verify
its
it.
path
Hey,
mapped
want
out
to-
over a flat projection.
Listen, you're leading towards verification through correlation, but there's still no tangible verification. That's all there is to
Okay.
it.
All right. So now you know that as the ISS comes over, as the object in the sky comes over, so northern Europe around UK, and then by the time it reaches Australia, that's about 45 minutes.
Yeah, time and distance. Yeah, we can equate
Okay,
the
good.
speed.
So you
Yeah,
need to- you
we're
need to
good
tell
with
me
that.
What object you know of can travel at?
No, we don't need to guess at what object can travel that fast. We need to verify what we're seeing travel that fast. Is
So,
what they
so
say.
that's a pretty.
It's actually
is
going
what-
that fast. Yeah. So if it's going 5 miles a second,
No, listen.
and
Listen, he's saying, we see it up there. We can calculate the speed. We don't disagree with that. All these things correlate together to enough proof to say it might be the ISS. Well, it might be. It might not be also, because
Uh-huh.
you can't tangibly verify it.
Might be not bad. I'll take a might be.
So yes, it may be. But then
Good,
again,
I'll
it
take
also
that. That's
may be
not bad at
not.
all.
And that's science at heart. That's science at heart.
It
Well,
might
wait,
be.
wait. I got a question though. So if it's
Hold
going
on,
5
Will,
miles a
it's-
second,
If you can't agree on both sides, then that's not science.
Might be. It's not bad. Going. Okay. Now, so it is pretty fast. I have to agree, because something that goes all the way from the
What
UK
about the
to
might
Australia
not
in
be, though?
45 minutes.
Well, yeah,
That
right.
goes from all
What
the way
about?
from
Hold on a
Australia-
second.
What about the
Well,
might
we
not
never-
be though?
Speed has no
There's two parts.
variation on it. Correlation through verification is an absolution. We're not going to come to an absolute tangible verification that it is what it is. or what they
Okay,
say.
We're not heading
Can I
that
just
way.
ask let me ask you a question, Professor Dude. If it's going 5 miles a second and I see it in the sky for like 7-8 minutes, would that mean that over 8 minutes it's traveled like a couple thousand miles or something?
Yeah, you'd expect that.
Okay, so I got to see that thing travel across like most of the U.S. And this thing is the size of what? And it's 252 miles away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make it any night.
It's because of the sun's reflection, right?
If it's supposed to be
No,
250
we can't
miles
verify
away,
that either.
Yeah.
Yes,
If it's
the sun is
250 miles away,
reflecting off it. That's why you see it.
It
Where
may
would that
be
put
the
it?
sun, it may not be. It may be of its own light source. We can't tangibly verify that.
Whatever it is, whatever it is, we see the
It illuminates.
come off
It's
it.
illuminated.
The reason why you can predict
Whatever it is.
Yeah,
you're going to see those. Is
but that
because
doesn't verify whether it illuminates its own light or it reflects light.
Not only that, it's
Now you got Kosho
it's
yakking.
shaped like an H.
Yeah, not
The
only.
way you'd expect it to be.
Yeah. We got Kosho too. You nightmare. I'd like to get back to air.
I'm not getting
the
back to nowhere.
atmosphere and
Go
gas
back to-
pressure,
No.
please. I'd like to get
Exactly.
back to
Yeah.
that. You said that
If it's
air
250
pressure.
miles
You
away,
said that gas pressure. Hold on. You said that gas
back to
pressure and
that.
atmospheric pressure are
You
different.
notice how you want to
Can
just
we
get
put
away
that?
from this?
Can
eh?
you give us the differentiation there, please?
No, I'm not doing nothing of the kind. You just
Why not? That's what you
This dude. Dude,
No,
has
do you know
anyone
why
tried to
he's
get you
asking?
1v1 yet?
come on.
do you know why he's asking?
Listen,
The reason.
Hey,
The
Bill, why
reason why
don't
he's
you
asking-
just hold on? Why
There
don't
are
you just
30
concede
there are 30
that?
flat earthers in here, and you're embarrassing yourself. Come on.
Listen,
Oh
Bill,
man, can I 1v1 this dude? Can someone?
Yeah,
1v1?
1v1.
That's called projection.
hold on.
Hold
You
on.
need to concede that you can't listen. You can't verification through correlation equals no absolution. That's the only thing you need to concede. You can correlate all the things together you want, or corroborate, or whatever, but you're not going to have an absolute verification.
You have a 1v1
No
offer.
one said anything about absolute anything. All
You-
I've said to you is that there's an object in the sky, and it moves pretty damn
that's-
fast.
No, you
So
said
it
the
goes from
ISS.
UK
We have a 1v1 on the
It
board.
goes from the U.
Exactly.
it goes
You
from
said
the
ISS.
UK.